A very good night, guys, and welcome to each and every one of you. We welcome you in the ring this evening. And even though I had a quite long day at Parliament, I did not want to disappoint you, our viewers, not having the program this evening. And last night, we had Mr. Kester Dean, who was here with us and walking us through a discussion we had on the church and the state, walking us through that discussion on the church and the state, and giving us some insight into his own life as an artist, as an entrepreneur, as a reverend. And we touched on the issue of the church and the state and whether the church influence on the state is as it should be, if not the state influencing the church. So that was our program last night, and we weren't able to take some of your calls. We weren't able to invite some of you on the program, but we are hoping that we're able to do so this evening, God willing. And so we are going to invite you, once we have the time to do so, to make your contributions on tonight's program. It is so great to see all of you. It is so great to have all of you joining. Those of you who would have participated in the program last evening, so many of you would have told us that we had a very good program, and we want to thank you for always tuning in and joining with us. And you guys know, as we start, we always advise you to share the live stream, and that is what we want to invite you to do this evening. Share the live stream on your pages, on your profiles, and we are going to enter into the discussion tonight. I just want to bring some light on some of what transpired at Parliament during the course of today. Several bills were tabled, a few motions were raised, and the government clearly is not serious about what they're doing. Clearly, the government is not serious about what they're doing and the kind of substantive discussions that they are bringing to bear in the National Assembly. So I'm very, very concerned about that. A number of questions were asked by the opposition. They were not satisfactorily answered. And I want to share one of those questions with you this evening, where usually in Parliament, you can ask questions of the minister, of the ministers. They can either answer on the floor of the National Assembly, or they can ask to respond in writing. And a number of questions have been asked. A lot of questions have been asked by the 𝗥𝗶𝗴 of this government to keep them accountable. And we are not satisfied with some of the responses that we are getting. And so I want to discuss some of that with you and some of the other peripheral things that would have occurred during the course of the day in Parliament. But I think I want to start off with the main thing being this motion that they had on COVID-19. I want to be accurate in my description of it. So let me just grab my notes here. Guys, we don't just come on here and talk off the top of our head, Let me apply for my notes. And this was the notice paper number 24. The motion concerned the global pandemic of COVID-19. The global pandemic of COVID-19. And this was one of the motions that were brought by the government. A very, 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 as I would say, a very ill-timed motion seeking to score cheap political points, trying to highlight what they perceive to be shortcomings of the 𝗥𝗶𝗴 coalition's handling of the pandemic while we were in government, and trying to lay out what they think it's some grand blueprint master plan for COVID-19 under the fraudulent PP government administration, when really and truly it has just been hodgepodge. That is what this has really been about. It's about hodgepodge. A whole host of recklessly tacked together programs and policy, hoping that at the end of the day, it achieves some positive purpose. But we know that this is not what has been happening. For instance, the COVID-19 cash grant. How many of you who live in this country, who have a household, have received the COVID-19 cash grant? And we have been doing our own research, and we know from the research that we have received that lots of persons have not receive the COVID-19 cash grant. And so we are very, very worried about that. Very, very worried about that. And so that is going to be part of our discussion this evening. The question that was asked also of Ms. Geeta Chandran Edmonds, Member of Parliament, the Honorable Geeta Chandran Edmonds, is whether what this early release of 65 prisoners by the PPC administration entailed. What was the criteria used, and what categories of prisoners were released? What were the names of the former prisoners? And what was the basis of their being released, early release? And the response was tremendously surprising. It was not what we expected. We are still going to be asking of the administration, this fraudulent administration, for more information, but clearly it was not what we intended. And we're going to be looking at that. Folks, strangely enough, guess who showed up at the National Assembly today? You take a guess. None other than Charrandas 𝗥𝗶𝗴. Yes, you heard me correctly. None other than Charrandas 𝗥𝗶𝗴. Well, we were struck. You know, we were surprised at the boldness of Charrandas 𝗥𝗶𝗴. And so I sought to engage him on whether he would have regretted the Judas move that he made, whether he would have regretted the Judas move that he made, and what brought him to the National Assembly in the first place. Because while members of the public are that can attend the National Assembly and sit in the viewing gallery, Parliament is not in regular session, means that due to the COVID virus, members of the public are not allowed to come to the National Assembly because of social distancing and all the other protocols that are in place. So that was the basis of our surprise. The speaker did say during the course of the sitting this morning that his wife was joining him for lunch, and one wondered whether Charrandas 𝗥𝗶𝗴 was invited by the government, was invited by the speaker, but on what basis? Based on the fact that persons are not allowed in the National Assembly during this period of COVID-19, and whether he regretted what he did, that Judas, devious, disgraceful betrayal that he committed the 21st day of December 2019. He said he had no regrets, and if he had to do it, he would do it all over again. Well, I sought to engage him on that matter, and I want to give you a little bit of what transpired as he sought to talk a whole set of foolishness. Really and truly, I'm trying to be diplomatic about what he said, but it's really a set of foolishness. Here is just part of that action. I mean, I was really upset by his presence there. Right? You sat down and you benefited until it didn't suit your purpose anymore.
I know what I did.
That is what you did.
You don't like what I did, do what you want.
It is shameful. No. I'm saying that. Right? So you can talk to whoever you want to talk to. And let them. So, folks, that's a little bit of what transpired there with Charrandas' presence. I wanna play it again for those of you who might have been shocked by his presence there. He sought, I would think, you know, he seemed very surprised that I would confront him in this manner. But somebody who was close by, and because this was very, very impromptu. I mean, we didn't plan to see him there. Very, very impromptu. This footage and shared it with me. I mean, I was even shocked that I was upset to that level. But I mean, this is Charrandas 𝗥𝗶𝗴, the Judas people. Here's that exchange again. Part of that exchange. Right? You sat down and you benefited until it didn't suit your purpose anymore.
I know what I did.
That is what you did.
You don't like what I did, do what you want.
It is shameful. No. I'm saying that. Right? So you can talk to whoever you want to talk to. And let them. Shameful indeed. Shameful indeed. I mean, what would possess this fellow? who has no business in the National Assembly to be there during the course of the day? What would possess him? What would possess him to show up in the National Assembly? What would possess him to show up in the National Assembly? I mean, your guess is as good as any. But I'm going to come back to that a little later on, and you can offer your input there. So again, the central to the business of the National Assembly today was a motion brought by the Minister of Health, the fraudulent Minister of Health, Frank Anthony. And I was quite surprised and taken aback by the presentations of members of this fraudulent administration. I mean, after they would have debated us the last time and had such a trouncing, you would think they would step up. You would think they would step up and improve their game. These guys are not making an effort at all. And I was telling a colleague during the afternoon that, they ran such a lackluster campaign. You can't even say that, they have become complacent, because they've always been in this very lackluster attitude all during the campaign. And so they have just stuck in that mode. When people cheat to win, when people cheat to quote unquote win, it's like the conscience bothering them. They just cannot rise to the occasion. They just cannot rise to the occasion, folks. They just cannot. I am going to share the key for those of you who might want to come on. Again, we always say that you do not have to belong to the 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁. You do not have to belong to the 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵 or any political party. You can belong to the PPP as long as you are willing to be respectful, as long as you are willing to be civil. We invite you to step into the ring. And so I'm going to take some of your comments. And if you guys want to come on, you guys can come on and let us have a chat. So I'm going to share the link now. Again, we're trying a very different format. So it's going to be a little different from what you are accustomed to in terms of coming on to the live stream. But we're going to share it nonetheless. I'm about to share it in the comment section. So take a look at that, and then you can come and share your comments. While you do that, I want to give you another piece of that exchange with this fraudulent Charrandas Prasad, this Judas, real Judas. Take a look, folks. Right? You sat down and you benefited until it didn't suit your purpose anymore.
I know what I did.
That is what you did.
You don't like what I did, do what you
It
want.
is shameful. I'm saying that. Right? So you can talk to whoever you want to talk to. And let them There you have it, folks. Don't you think that was shameful? I mean, don't you think that was utterly shameful? I mean, what was this guy thinking? What was he thinking? The stream has been shared, and I hope some of you take the opportunity to come on. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear some of what is going through your mind. I was just aghast to see this fellow strutting around the National Assembly as though he's the speaker, as though he is the deputy speaker, as though he's the leader of government business. Having no business there today was allowed in the National Assembly. I am struck. And a day when we are discussing COVID-19 and the government's bumbling and fumbling of COVID-19, this fellow just shows up there and the speaker allows him to come into the National Assembly. Same speaker who was telling us about a new strain of COVID and how it is spreading rapidly and all manner of things. Allow this guy, right? Allow this guy. It is just incredible, right? And I'm just sharing some of the comments that persons are sharing on the stream here with you guys. Deborah Simon, I see a comment there. Deborah says that the Judas arrived for his gift. That's what Deborah's saying. The Judas arrived for his gift, right? Look what 𝗁𝗁𝗵𝗁 is telling us. He's barefaced. He don't even want to say, because when you talk about these things, Facebook blocking you. Right? That's what Marcy says. He is barefaced. Right? Look what this other person says. 𝗥𝗶_H𝗴 says that it is a slap in the face of the Guyanese people. It's a slap in the face for the Guyanese people. That is what we're dealing with. Another comment says, get up, stand up for your rights. More power to you. It is absolute madness. I have shared the link to come on the live stream. I hope some of you use the opportunity. For those of you who are now joining us, I want you to see just part of the exchange of what took place. We're going to come back on the other side and talk some more about this COVID-19 motion that was brought by the leader of the opposition, brought by the fraudulent Minister of Health, and also this question that really and truly went unanswered by the fraudulent Minister of Home Affairs, Robeson Ben. The question was asked by the Honorable JUDAS Charrandas Edmonds, our MP. For those persons who are joining, this Judas show up in the National Assembly today. Judas. Right? You sat down and you benefited until it didn't suit your purpose anymore.
I know what I did.
That is what you did.
You don't like what I did, do what you want.
It is shameful. I'm saying that. Right? So you can talk to whoever you want to talk to. And let them. I am really thankful that my colleague here, Vince Roy Jordan from Region 5 and 6, Region 6 in particular, really came and helped me to stay focused, because I don't know what else might have happened there. You understand me? I don't know what else might happen there. Right? Because today Charrandas was in my ring. He stepped into my ring today. And I really and truly don't know what else might have happened. Good. So folks, I'm going to share this the link for the live stream. I want you guys to come on, give me your thoughts as to what is happening. I did say that I'm sharing the bear with me. Yep. Yes, I'm sharing the link so that you guys who want to come and share your comments, you know how we do it here. Once you are respectful, we don't care which side you want. We don't care which political party you're from. That is the purpose of this in the ring. You come, you contend with ideas, and we move forward. You contend with ideas, and we move forward. So don't only stay in the comment section. I want you guys to come in the ring and share your thoughts with us. Share your thoughts with us, folks. I'm getting lots and lots of comments, which I am totally liking, and reading some of them, trying to stay focused here. Guys are distracted, yeah? But if you want to come and share your comments, right? If you want to come and share your comments, somebody's saying that the racists are all over the live. Nicole Telford is saying that the racists are all over their life. Well, you know, they can come in the ring and share their thoughts. I have shared the live stream. This is what this program is about. It is about talking with members of the public. I am right in the palm of your hand. I might be on your desk in your living room. Come on live. I've shared the live stream, and let's have a conversation. Now, these 65 persons were released by the fraudulent PPC administration, right? 65 persons were released by this fraudulent PPC administration, right? They are refusing to give the names of those persons, but I would want you to know and understand that of these 65 persons who were given early release for whatever criteria, right? According to the Minister for commendable behavior, right? Of these 65 persons, let me go through the list. One person, his offense was manslaughter. He was released. early release. Causing dangerous death by driving, another person was released, early released. Abduction, you abducted somebody and you get early release because of commendable behavior. Armed robbery, 2 persons who committed this felony of armed robbery were given early release because of good behavior. And then there was robbery, 1 person was released under this crime. Unlawful and malicious wounding, 3 persons were given early release. 3 persons were given early release. Folks, I've shared the link to come on the live stream. Over to you. You can join. 3 persons for unlawful and malicious wounding. Unlawful assault, 1 person. Bestiality, you have fun with animals, you have sexual intercourse, you find animals attractive, sick in your brain. 1 person was given early release for bestiality. Trafficking in cannabis, 12 persons were given early release. I'm happy in that instance. I hope these were persons who were found with that small quantity of cannabis. Trafficking in cocaine, 1 person was released. Mind you, in some of these cases, witnesses would have gone and testified. And these persons would have been found guilty. Excuse me. Trafficking in cocaine, 1 person was released. Unlawful possession of firearms, 2 persons were released. Break and enter and larceny, 10 persons were released. You see the kind of Christmas we're going to be having? 10 persons, thanks to the PPC administration because of commendable behavior. Right? Let me name some of the other categories quickly, under which persons were released. You got break and entry and larceny, damage to property, breach of public order, simple larceny, fraudulent conversion, escape from lawful custody, contempt of court, and fraud. These were just some of the areas in which 65 persons numbering, under the PPPC administration, thanks to the Minister of Home Affairs, the fraudulent Minister of Home Affairs, Robeson Ben, these 65 persons were given early release. So you understand, when you see the priest, unfortunately, brutally murdered in his own home, what could be one of the reasons why? Right? Because apparently his friends and family and cohorts. You understand when you see people like Mr. Jagdio having a whole host of criminals surround him, what is happening? Right? You understand that? Understand that. When you see these things happening and you see crime spiraling in particular periods, you understand what is happening. Folks, again, I'm sharing that live stream. I never want this to be a monologue show. I want it always to be an engagement with members of the public. I have shared the link again, and I hope some of you would come and join the live stream and let me hear from you. I want to share some of the comments that are being posted. on the live stream. Right? Because some of them are really and truly incredible. Right? Here's what Sharon O'Brien says. This do not sound good for Guyana. That's what Sharon says. It does not sound good at all for Guyana. It does not sound good. Well, that is what we have. Right? That is what we have happening. Folks, the other issue I'm touching on this evening is the fact of this COVID. The fact of this COVID motion, the global pandemic COVID motion that was brought by the fraudulent Minister of Health. And again, I say that I am very, very surprised at the very poor quality, the very poor quality of the arguments brought by the government side. Very, very surprised by the very, very poor quality, right, of the arguments. And it is not the first time. All through the budget debates, that is what you have. All through the budget debates, it is absurd how these guys are behaving. It is absurd how these guys are behaving in the National Assembly. All right? And, you know, I'm just looking at some of these comments here on the live stream. And people are very, very concerned. People are very, very concerned with what is happening. They are very, very concerned with what is happening in this country. Very, very concerned. I'm just looking at some of these comments, and it's just, there's where we are. There is where we are, folks. Unfortunately, the government was, again, I say, very, very poor in its contributions in the National Assembly, and it leaves much to be desired about the leadership that prevails over this country, and in whose hands we are now reposed as a nation. Very, very surprised by that. Right? Anybody joining, I would love to have you via video as well. That would be very, very useful to us if you can come in via video as well. I am joined this evening by one of my colleagues, Honourable Member of Parliament. My brother, are you there?
Yes, Charles, are you hearing me?
Yes, I would love if you can give us your video to it. Would help the presentation. Make sure that we give our viewers a quality program.
All right.
So I love if you can help us there.
All right, that's okay.
That is okay, my brother. That is very, very.
I want to see my Christmas tree.
And you have a good Christmas tree there.
Yeah.
Ricky, tell us what is happening. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Honourable 𝗁𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁, Member of Parliament, the Honourable. Ricky, what's happening at your end?
Well, Sharad, I woke up this morning and
Ricky, if you lower your camera like an inch or two, we'll see more of your face.
Oh,
that's perfect.
Let me just position this. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. Good. So I woke up this morning and there were water all around us. Something that didn't happen in years. So in my community here, and which is 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁, it is pretty strange to see that we have floods after a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And
flooded in 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁.
Yeah. So I recall when we started Parliament, when the Dr. Ramsran stated that Guyana was back in business, and this was one of the things that I mentioned, that we are back with floods, because I think at the same time they had some 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁 on the West Coast and so on. So I think this administration here believe that, you know, it's easy to talk, making headlines, but actually doing the work they are very horrible at it. Very horrible. So these are some of the things.
Yeah. Where are you?
Yes. So these are some of the things that's happening currently. And you know, Sharad, I don't know if I can take you back today, and I want to compliment you for your presentation to the Parliament. I mean, you are spick and span. You are quoting facts. I think that is the reason why I know the speaker after you could have not touched on anything that you have spoken about.
But Ricky, that is the work we're bringing to the National Assembly. We understand that we're representing the people of this country, not just APNU AFC supporters, we're representing the citizens of this country. And so when we come to the National Assembly for discussions and dialogue and conversations and debates, we come prepared. We come prepared because we want the best ideas must come forth, the best ideas, not come as unprepared as the government keeps coming to the National Assembly consistently. Go ahead, Ricky. Sorry.
Correct. And and Sharon, and the motion that presented for the COVID-19, you mean the minister there, Dr. Frank Anthony, spoke about political football and politicization of this issue in Guyana here. He the one who started it, bro. He is the one that started the political thing. He was going around in circles and coming and saying about empty shells and all these things. Who are these people fooling, really? They are about 15% now, or maybe 20% of people who are intelligent enough with the middle class to understand what these people are saying. They're tired, bro. They're tired. You cannot come here. And then the chief whip for the government side spoke about politicization again. The good hair one, right? The one that you always admire.
Guilty share, the honorable.
Yeah, they go around in circle and circle. Look at when we asked Ashni Singh about and ask him about the questions about the money. He going around in circle again and talking about the lessons. Who's he teaching? He's different. He has to realize that he's dealing with a different class of parliamentarians. He has not teaching about any lessons. Up to now, he didn't answer the question. Where is the $4.5 billion of the COVID-19 coming from? If you say that the treasury was emptied, where is it coming from? He's talking about current business. The COVID-19, we knew that the private sector was crying out that business was slow. So where the money coming from?
He's talking about, they're still crying. They're just shame. Still crying.
Yeah. And our leader make a very good statement that the private sector is a mouthpiece. These are the things, Sharon, that we need to get people to understand. You understand? You cannot use these offices to politicize your view. And I'm disappointed with so many organizations that sit on these sectors, especially private sectors, to not saying anything. It's just going on in a circle, one set of people at the top.
And why aren't they saying anything, Ricky? Why aren't they saying anything? Huh?
I think it's their franking victimization. I think that is one of the reasons. You understand? And victimization is a serious thing. And when if we are to take up, we always admire the US system of democracy and how the way to do business. And we just always wanted to get like that. But now with this kind of situation and under this kind of government that we have here, it will never happen. As Cameron just say, control freakism.
Yep. That's the people. That's the people that we're dealing with, Ricky. That is the people we are dealing with. The same people, right? And then we had the presence of JUDAS Charrandas probably bringing some COVID in the National Assembly.
Sharon, how can this is the thing that disappoints me? And the Speaker of the House, not to disrespect him, but then he is the one who all the rules and regulations and state clearly that they're not going to entertain any public person that's still there. And yet again, he is there. Why is he allowing him to be set in the parliament?
Yeah. He got special privilege. He got special privilege all of a sudden.
Yeah. The second point I want to bring here to Sharon, and I want to make this point here clear, is that we have asked a question and given ample notice for the trawler license where we received complaint from the Trawlers Association, and there seems to be no response from Parliament from about these questions here. I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah, for their own reasons. And why do you think is that, Ricky? Let us level with the Guyanese people. Why do we think that is so?
Because the person, there was a suspicion, and I wouldn't even want to say suspicion, but if you notice our recent attack on 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝗁 and the 𝘁cie News, for no reason at all, right? When we found out, and what information is coming to us, is that the license were issued to them.
The same people who making noise.
Making noise. Now, this is a strategy by the PPPC administration to quiet him. And you know, I'm telling you something. I was, honest to God, I was about to write a letter to compliment Glenn Lal on his fight of the 𝗁𝗁 and 𝗁𝗁 blocks. I love what he was doing on that program. And I thought he would have continued on that venture after this thing exposed of the trial license thing come aboard. No, you cannot fight for democracy and say, let us be frank and truth. You know the program that he has that wants to be frank and truth and everything must come the facts here. You talk it raw. And behind the scene, you're doing something else.
A whole set of nonsense. Doing a whole set of nonsense.
That is not what I thought. This man would have been a god, and he was on the right path of exposing many of these things. Now I'm saying to myself that if this man get one of his eye block, I think all the negative about oil in the 𝘁cie news were done. So you see where I'm coming from?
He'll become pro oil block now.
Yeah. By the way, I'm happy that 𝗁𝗁 took them to court, because the allegation that is made is very serious. You understand? And to inflict a minister of that stature in terms of narcotics and ammunition and firearm dealers is outrageous, and it's out for disastrous and harm. And you know, I'm happy that he took them to court to deal with that, to do those. And you know, we received so many calls from liars to fight that case free of cost for him.
Yeah, because people see the nonsense that is happening, and it's only so long you prepare to put up with this PPP, because people recognize it's the same old PPP, and how much are we going to put up with them? People are not going to wait for 5 years.
Correct. We call it old wine in new bottle.
I call them old used tires. Dharamlal, Priya Manikchand, Gail Teixeira, Robeson Ben, all used tires. Roger Luncheon, Berry Ramsaran, Leslie Ramsamy, all of them.
What are you bringing? What are you bringing? What are they going to bring to tell people like me and you, or the 15% I've said of the middle class, educated people? People are tired, you know, Sharad. People are tired. Every day I'm getting calls and messages. You understand me? There are some people calling me to join Commando, the AFC, to join, and you're not going to believe this. And I think people are looking forward for the petition and hoping that the petition that will have done in a fast rate as how we dealt with.
We want justice to be done. That's what we want. We want justice to be done. Folks, those of you who are now joining us, I'm privileged to be chatting with the Honorable Ricky Deonarayan Ramsarup. He's a member of Parliament, and we're just bringing some pertinent information to bear to the public. Some of the happenings during the sitting of the National Assembly today, and we also had unfortunately and sickeningly, the presence of Charrandas, the JUDAS Charrandas. I had a little exchange with him, unfortunately, because this man cannot feel as though he can just stroll around this country as though he suddenly owns it or he suddenly have special privileges. Right, Ricky? He cannot. He cannot.
You know what? And I was happy when I saw you had an engagement with him, because you know that was your right.
Yes,
that is your right. That is
he has a right to speak his conscience, and equally we have a right to speak our conscience. I mean, it is unfortunate that we once called this gentleman a comrade in arms in our party, and this betrayal, it is so deep, right? And it is so fresh still. For him to come and be parading himself as a peacock, we weren't having it. Those of you who are just
look how stupid he is. He gonna sit before he gonna sit on the corners neutral. He gonna sit on the PP side.
Oh yes.
So every day he's exposing really what he was intended. But what he said is conscious. What's the word he used?
Yes.
Yeah, he was
Right?
subconscious.
Oh, and he went on to say, oh, these people who are dismissed from the sugar estate. They said, what about these people that are being dismissed wantonly now? And then he changed his story for some $4 billion that was spent. I said, how much went to pay you? How much went to pay you? You sat down there for 5 years when the going was good, got your duty-free concession, get all your parliamentary salary, get all your perks, right? And then to the end of the administration, then you suddenly realize that your conscience pricking you. Mind you, you just helped pass a budget, slamming the PPP, and then suddenly your conscience pricking you. Those persons who are now joining us, I want to show you guys that little exchange, and then we're going to come back at the other end and chat some more with the Honorable Member of Parliament, 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁. Right? You sat down and you benefited until it didn't suit your purpose anymore.
I know what I did.
That is what you did.
You don't like what I did, do what you
It
want.
is shameful. I'm saying that. Right? So you can talk to whoever you want to talk to. And let them There you have the key members of the public. And you know, the way my colleague Vince Roy Jordan stepped in there is like when you got a friend, you're saying, Homer back, Homer back.
Yeah, I saw when he was there.
Really, I didn't expect to see Charrandas today. I didn't even expect to get that upset. But the events of December 21st, 2019 are still so fresh.
He can probably come to celebrate his anniversary. What about you call it the Judas anniversary?
Precisely that.
Sharad, he had to be crazy. He's been drawing himself attention, and he attended to provoke us and to provoke people and to provoke that percentage represented us in the elections. He come to provoke, and I'm sorry, you understand me, but he's treading on some very thin line. He should have never done that.
I don't know why this gentleman continues to allow persons to use him, because clearly he's being used to do a lot of mischief. He clearly is not satisfied with what he has done in 2019. He thinks that there is still some work left to finish, but Charrandas meet perhaps the wrong set of people in 2019. He probably met the wrong set of people in 2019, right? Well, he's in the ring now. He's in the ring now.
Yeah, well, we're ready to box with him, so.
Right? No, but he think we hand tie behind our back for some reason. Because we have been civil, we have been nice, we have been decent. Right? He has tried to walk all over us.
Yeah. You know, and as I'm saying again, you know, I'm so disappointed that the speakers allow that. You know, there are certain ethic that I've observed as a young.
One-sided, you know. Let 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁 do something. You understand me? If you had brought a guest, your daughter or some friend into the National Assembly today, you would have been reprimanded strongly.
Yeah.
Reprimanded strongly. And Charrandas is now strolling to the National Assembly, even though it's on the lockdown from the public coming there. That is why we're live streaming it every day, every aspect of it, so persons can still benefit. And he walks in, tips in there, strolling around like a peacock, greeting people and chatting up with ministers. Oh, like all is well and good, water under the bridge. Right?
The hero has arrived.
I was chief helping to pass a no confidence motion, but that's water under the bridge. Don't dig nothing.
Yeah.
Don't dig nothing.
Yeah. I mean, anyway, as I said, he has he's been played and he'll be played again. You understand me? So he doesn't know who he's playing with. So let him try with that and let him figure his way out, because end of the day, that is his call.
Yep. Well, I hope he knows what he's doing. I really hope.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
I talking when I was talking, you know, I talked to Kim. I said, what is this guy doing here? He doesn't know any idea what he's doing. You know what I mean? You don't come and provoke people and provoke things. You understand me? You're done, you know, stay okay. You're not a Guyanese anymore.
Needlessly. No, that's what the man said. The man said he's Guyanese, and I said, why you run away to Canada then?
Exactly.
Why you run away to Canada? Why you sell out everything and run away?
Right? Protected. It was protected by that government.
If what you did was so wrong, why you run away? Right? That is to tell what was in his thinking. He knew what he was doing was wrong. And you run and gone.
You know, this This thing will forever haunt. I don't know how he's sleeping at night, but they'll forever haunt him. He think he did the honorable thing, you know.
Well, as 𝘁cie Griffith is saying, he don't get the 30 pieces of silver, and
This
all
is
of the
the
other
work.
co-conspirators and cohorts don't get the 30 pieces of silver. All of them. They don't get it, right? The LB whatever, LGBT or whatever it is.
Yeah, LGBT, yeah.
What's the fella's name? Schumann get deputy speaker. He on civil aviation board and probably drawing a fat salary someplace. He don't get the 30 pieces of silver, right? Ralph Ramkaran, he's now advisor on border issue at Foreign Affairs. He don't get the 30 pieces of silver. Then you got Dr. What's your name from TNM that broke up your own party for the PPP, sitting on some aisle board someplace and on some hospital board. Don't get you 30 pieces of silver.
And all of them got the guts to talk about the Alliance for Change. Yeah. All of them. Include a famous columnist writer.
Hypocrites and Judases.
That the dog always run into our office.
Hypocrites and Judases. That is what they are. The whole pack of them. Hypocrites and Judases.
How can you sit down? I mean, you and I are in the Alliance for Change. How can you sit down to form a party that you want to make a difference, and you literally give it up like that? Are you serious? You wanted to manage this country like that? Do you think that this is a cake shop? This is not a cake shop.
Yep. Serious business.
And this is what I want to tell. You know, you're talking about serious business. I was laughing.
Serious business.
You know, because the Dr. Frank was saying that this is serious business, and he was laughing, making mockery of what is the thing? I can't remember the word he was using. They went around talking about the whole thing about political, who did what and who did what and things like that, accepting that he had a motion to pass. But you know what? They knew that the motion will pass, whether we support it or not, but they just want to come to put abuse out in Parliament.
Yeah.
You understand my point?
Precisely.
And I want our viewers here to understand that. This is what they've done. They wanted to do this. They want to drag us into this thingy. And you know, we get some people asking, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I think they thought our presentations might have been distracted by Charrandas. These are the folks, Ricky, who are telling us they want to reach out to the other side. They want to work with us. And then you're going to land with Charrandas today to work with us.
Yeah.
You understand me? And they got enough to tell us about who is honest interlocutor in this country. These folks want to tell us about honest interlocutors. And you trying to put Charrandas.
Sharad, I wish I had an opportunity, but anyway, I will have the opportunity to come up again to talk in Parliament. But I want to tell you something. We talk about honesty. And when I hold the 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵 in my hand, the scared book, I meant every single thing that I've read in that paper. And today I saw one of their member hold twice. The Bible. Is it the Bible? Are they treating it as the way I treat the 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵? Is it something that you can play with?
Folks, the fraudulent minister, this is not a Bible. This is one of my law books. The fraudulent minister of tourism and industry, whatever, Onage, the lying, scampish Waldron, held that Bible in her hands the first day of September and lied to this nation. Lied. She held that book in her hand, I swear, and she lied.
And then it got the second time. If it was me, I would never hold it second time.
The Chief Justice said she was not lawfully a member of Parliament. She was unconstitutional. She was squatting. I was coming to this discussion as we wind up the program, Ricky. The woman hold the Bible.
Yes, I'm so
Ricky, I don't know what your good book says, but the Bible says, right, that those who know the truth, the will of God, and do it not, they will be beaten with many stripes. The Bible also said that many shall say, Lord, Lord, and he shall say to them on the great and terrible day of judgment, right? Depart from me, I knew you not, you workers of iniquity. That woman held that Bible knowing that she was still a dual citizen, Ricky. Oh God, when I talk about it, it crawled my skin like seeing Charrandas.
It's the
today.
same thing. Yeah, that's what I was telling you just now. When I hold that book in my hand, I felt the power invested in me to sit in a high office. And I was thinking about my fellow Guyanese people that I have to serve. And on the first day you're going to hold a book, you're going to lie. Ah.
That is something. That is a new minister. You understand? I mean, she give us, she make me look bad. You know why she make me look bad, Ricky? Because people are rooting for young people in government, young people in the opposition. And when they see people like 𝗁𝗏, and if she starts so already lying, oh God. If she starts so already lying, you could trust you with the public purse behind closed doors. You understand me? You could trust you with the petty cash in the office. You understand me? But you know what? If you're running a corner store, Ricky, ask the average Guyanese, you run a corner store and you feel that you cashier T500, you cashier going home. You will never trust a cashier again. They recycle ownership like an old used tire, right? And bring shit back again. Foisting her on the Guyanese people. And they want to talk about credibility and integrity, yeah, and with honest interlocutors. Give us a damn break.
I think what is beating them. I think what is beating them is us bringing the truth and the facts. We don't go around with this big fancy word. You see that? You notice the big fancy word they're talking in Parliament today. They're going around in circles and coming around and using the experience that they have. You and I, this is our couple of months in Parliament.
Yeah.
You understand?
Actually saying wrong and wrong like a big plane.
Yeah. You and I are a couple of months in Parliament. And if we're giving them a tough time like this here, so give us 2 more years.
You giving them a long time. You giving them a long time. You giving them a long time. You think people are willing to sit around and see Charrandas strolling in and out of Parliament? Yeah? And punish the whole pack of lying, conniving, fraudulent bunch? Yeah? We got two parliamentary secretaries right now illegal in Parliament.
Yes, I think that we file a court. We file a matter to court. We file a matter.
Parliamentary secretaries under the PPP.
Yeah.
Right, living off of the people's money, the taxpayers' money, illegally in Parliament. Right? How long people think we're going to take that? We're going to just sit down and say, "Oh well, let's just go along." No. Something is going to give. Something is going to give. This is the PPP's offering, right? Is this all that they have? Is this all that they have? The man they put on the board for the radio license and frequency place got a rap sheet, right? 𝗁𝗏's husband got a rap sheet. She now got a rap sheet here. Fraud. You understand me? Dharamlal was on the board of the rice board, 500+ million, how much ever million. His co-conspirator there was imprisoned. Right? Yep. Look at them. Ashley Singh, Brassington, before the court for fraud, surreptitiously as what's his name? Commissioner Vincent Alexander said serendipitously the DPP has dropped their charges. Right? You're seeing people who are being fired from the public service at local government. You're seeing people whose charges are being dropped and people whose charges are being instituted against them. Right? And people must just go along. Oh, Charrandas, how you doing, bro? Nice to see you. And I pong and we go along. Don't worry the thing you do in 2019, man. We safe, we tight. We tight. Don't worry, the water under the bridge. And we move forward. Out of the damn mind.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And you know, what I've noticed is that I saw on the social media that person got real quiet. It's either they're ashamed or ain't got nothing to offer.
Yep.
You can remember they used to pong us on Facebook, left, right, and center.
That is what is happening.
You understand?
That is what is happening. They are of their own people. And now that they messes on their own doorstep, how you call out them people, man? Where are the guardians of democracy? right? With all the illegal people sitting in the National Assembly. Where's the guardians of democracy?
Here it is now. I remember when we talking about the guardian of democracy. They have watched bandit containers, which was good for us. But yet, when the documents removed from the 49 polling station on the East Coast here,
they went
and here, you understand? They couldn't comment over it because you know what, the watchman from point A to point B to the recount.
Yep, watching the wrong place.
Yes, and I guess they know exactly what they did make they probably get the guardian of the democracy.
Still in the wrong place.
You know, I wanted to. I saw. You were mentioning the COVID-19 situation here in Guyana, and I think this was one of the huge debates on today, about the COVID-19, and it's of course it's a national issue. You and I stood in Parliament where we approved $4.5 billion as for cash grant for the COVID relief fund. And we've questioned about the definition of a household. You remember that in Parliament? We have asked them that. What system or mechanism you have in place to hand this money out? How do you determine, or what is your definition for a household? If you have one house, you have two sets of family inside. Or you have three sets of family inside. Or if you have an apartment building, one building, or if a person's like the vice president who doesn't have any wife or children is easily considered a household.
Yep.
These are the things we were asking in Parliament, and you know what? They didn't listen. You see what happened now? Overspending. And the president asked for
to come back for more money.
You understand? We are going to prove that, because unless they come with a proper mechanism of doing $700 cash grant, you don't do that, hand money out like that. We don't have a system how you're going to do it. And you know, if you look at my Facebook post, I went to Unity because I received complaint, and I had to leave what I'm doing and went down there because the people were so upset. There were 4 houses I put on the thing that nobody lives there. But person in the village went there and said, I turn up an ID card and say, I live here, collected the $25,000, I give back the $5,000. You understand? And those kind of things going to happen if you don't have a system. Yes.
But that's what the people are. They're on the stream here. They're talking a whole bunch of racial stuff. They won't grow up. They can't appreciate a decent conversation. You give them the link so that they can come in and share their views. No. They rather hide behind the profiles. They cannot put a subject and a verb together in a sentence and to put forward their views coherently. That is the...
Let them talk what they want. They come like me and talk here. This is what you talk. Be a man.
That is the kind of people that you have to deal with. A whole set of racist PPP supporters, racist.
You're talking about racists. You remember when there was this for the past couple of weeks, there was this ERC thing on with the United Nations, and where we went on that thing.
Conversation, national conversation on race in the country.
Yeah. And I really recommend that the answer to our ethnic here is to have the young people that they had a youth session. They were discussing the ethnic relation stuff here, and those are the persons who should give it a chance. People who are my case, that's why I make the recommendation, because people are within the 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, half of 70s maybe, born in the racial tension in this country and grew up in it.
Yeah.
Now, how can you put those persons sit down at the ERC top? What do you expect to happen? So you can't expect Roshan Khan to do better. You understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Because he got that in his system. It's like a part of his blood. And then you have, I recall he had Ravi Day when he formed his party called Roar. He's representing now. Wanted to divide us. You know, Sharon, in our school days, my children now are learning one people, one nation, one destiny. 6 races living together. And if that is how you want it, and those persons sit there, they're not considered gods. You understand? Commissioners. and telling people like you and me about racism.
Yeah. That's
And
the
you're right,
reality.
many of them sitting there now, putting fake profile and take off the pictures. Like, come to me, like, no, let us talk race. Let us change the country. Let us
Yeah.
talk about this here. Yes, and come and join with me here, and come in the ring tonight, and let's talk about it. Let's embrace it. Then we talk. Then we are going to be doing something here, right, Sharad? No, let's sit
They
down and
don't
talk
do that.
about are you this and are you that and I think I talk about one set of racial things and thing. Some of them come on my face think old people, do you know? See, I'm a disgracer in the end.
Mm.
Like if Jack, they got a transport for me, or the PPP got a transport for me.
Transport over your life.
Huh?
Wicked people. Wicked people. Wicked. I hope they grow up. I hope their mindset change. Ricky, Honorable Member of Parliament, Ryan Ramsrup. Unfortunately, our time is gone. I really want to thank all of those folks who would have joined us tonight in the ring, where we contend with ideas, we confront the brutal facts, we dismantle misinformation, we oppose prejudice and stereotype, we oppose racism, and we destroy old, outdated worldviews. And that's what we've been talking about this evening. We have shared a live stream. For those of you who did not have the testicular fortitude or the intellectual aptitude to step into the ring this evening, there is always tomorrow night, guys. There's
Correct,
always
yes.
tomorrow night.
And
Honorable Member of Parliament, Ryan Ramsrup, I want to thank you again for coming in the ring this evening. I'm going to be on tomorrow. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. I want to know what's happening, where you are. We owe it to you to bring, as my colleague Randy would say, the credible and valid information. I have an obligation, and Ricky has an obligation to come before the Guyanese people. We are working smarter and not necessarily harder, because the hundreds of you who are joined in this live stream right now, the time we would have taken to move about the country to see 100 persons face to face, we are using technology to bridge that gap. And so we are doing what we are supposed to be doing as members of Parliament, bringing the information to you, bringing the personalities to you who are affected by what this fraudulent government is doing. And when the government does well, we will say that. When they do well, we will say that. We'll have no fear of saying that. Similarly, when we do well and when we have done well, we will remind you and we will say that as well. And that is why I'm concerned about the quality of arguments coming from ministers of government, right? I was so ashamed to hear the Prime Minister's presentation this evening, right? Being paid a big fat salary. You can't sit down for 2 minutes and do some research, right? Whether it's on persuasive arguments or presentation or what have you, right? And deliver better for the Guyanese people who you're representing, man. All you fifth is drive up and down the East Bank with sirens flashing. Come on, man. Come on. Let us rise to the occasion and to what the Guyanese people have elected both sides to do. Show up with your A game and let the best ideas prevail. That is what we're about. And that is what this program is about on social media. We run Twitter, we run Facebook, we run YouTube. Simultaneously, bringing the information to the Guyanese people who vex. And that is why we present, that is why we share the link, because we ain't frighten nobody. We want to talk with yourself. We want you guys to come on, irrespective of which part of the political spectrum you fall, or the religious spectrum, or no spectrum at all.
Share your views, you understand?
Share your views.
Yeah, share
and
your
let's
views.
fight. Folks, it has been our privilege, and especially on this evening when we've just debated COVID in the National Assembly and its dreaded effects locally under this fraudulent administration. We want to advise you to continue to observe all of the COVID protocols, social distance, wear your mask, sanitize, do not go in large gatherings more than 10 persons, observing social distance and all the other protocols that are in place for the safety of you, your friends, your loved ones.
Yeah.
Stay safe, guys. Do have a great evening. Ricky, thanks again for joining.
Thanks,
it has been my distinct privilege. Yeah, season greetings to all. We're going to see you guys tomorrow night. Thanks for joining, folks. And let me just do a little housekeeping here. Stay safe, guys.